All right, Jesse, nice to meet you. Where are you at right now? What part of the country?
I am in Massachusetts, home with my family for the holidays, and this week I'm doing a bunch of phone interviews, just like we are right now. So it's really nice to be home finally, and I'm just really excited to have some downtime before I get back on the road.
Did you have any snow out there yet?
We did, and then we had this random 55-degree day, and it all melted.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you grew up on the East Coast. And what age did you start playing the guitar and start singing?
So when I was 5 years old, my mom forced me to try out for this community musical of The Wizard of Oz, and they had adults as the lead roles, but they needed little kids to be munchkins. And I was really shy. I didn't want to do it, and for some reason she forced me to do this. And I got the part, and then the show happened, and I had a solid 2 minutes on stage, and I became obsessed, and I thought I was a really big deal, and I signed autographs for all my family members, and ever since then I knew that I wanted to be an entertainer on stage for my job when I grew up. And when I was 10 years old, I got my first guitar, and my guitar teacher was a really big country music fan, and he would give me homework to listen to Tim McGraw songs or Keith Urban or Rascal Flatts and learn those songs for my homework. And so it was really the first genre that I was exposed to at a young age, and it just stuck with me.
I noticed that you recently brought on David Nathan, who works with Taylor Swift. Tell me how that came about.
So David has been a mentor to me and my manager Jeff for, I don't know, I think 2 years now. It's been a while, and I mean, he's done everything he could to help us. And since I wasn't legally signed to the label, he couldn't do everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he recently left, and now he is doing his own stuff. So I'm very fortunate to have him as part of my team. It's very surreal, and I'm so blessed that he wants to be part of my journey.
Great. Your track I listened to, Crazy.
Crazy for You, yes.
Yeah, Crazy for You. It kind of reminded me of a Taylor Swift vein, so Nathan may have had a little flavor within there. However, we do know that Kanye West is not going to like it. So
That's okay.
So tell me about the process on picking your songs that you want to record.
So most of the songs I record are songs that I wrote or co-wrote. And it usually is a mutual agreement between me and I always play my songs for my family and my manager Jeff and a few close people who I really trust their opinions. And we usually together make a decision on what should be the next song to be recorded. But actually, the last time we did this with 1963, my latest single, everybody told me no on 1963, and I went against what everybody said, and I went with my gut, and I felt like if I didn't record it, I would have been really bummed that I didn't. So that time was a little bit different than most times.
I actually found 1963 all over Facebook. Several people posting it.
Yeah.
The story behind 1963, I kind of gathered, is the values of romance was better in 63 than it is in 2016. Is that what you're trying to convey?
Yeah. It's totally that, and also it goes deeper than that. We all, even just friendships, it doesn't have to be dating relationships. We're all just texting, and we'll be right next to each other and texting or Snapchatting. And back then, you weren't on an iPhone all day, and you actually had face-to-face conversations, and you made memories without technology, and it was just real moments. And so that song is kind of, think those kind of thoughts, going back to how I wish it could have been like that. How I wish I could have experienced being a teenager without all this silly technology.
Well, as a teenager, you're kind of getting some great opportunities as one of the youngest performers of the CMA. How was that rush for you?
That was really cool. That was my first gig in Nashville ever, and I was very nervous. I had just graduated high school 4 days before, and I was so nervous, but it was so much more amazing than I ever could have imagined. Everyone was so welcoming. I felt like I was just in my place, in the right place. And it was just such a crazy week and such a cool way to celebrate graduating.
So at that event, did you meet any of the stars that you wanted to really meet?
I got to meet Darius Rucker, and he wished me good luck right before I went on stage. And I think that's why I made it through without passing out.
You've also been active in a project that called The Human Race.
Yes, but the song is it's such an amazing song, and I'm good friends with the writer, Stephen Nicks, who wrote it, and we've actually co-written together since working on that project. So I'm really glad that this project introduced me to new friends like him. But the song is so amazing. I love the message behind it, and I think it came out at such a perfect time with everything going on in the world. Like, there's just so much hate and anger, and we are just people, and, like, there's no reason to kill people. There's no reason to be mean. For me, the personal connection I had when I first heard the song was I was bullied a lot as a kid, and I dealt with just a really hard time at school with girls my age. And when I first heard that song, I thought, like, yeah, like, we are just the human race. Why are we bullying each other? Like, that was my personal connection, but, like, there are so many different ways that everyone can relate to that song. Like, some people say, I related to that because everything I'm watching on the news is so awful, and, like, that song just really hit me. And so I really love how powerful that song is.
Great. So did you record your records in Nashville, or did you record them up in Mass?
I recorded them in Nashville, and even The Human Race was done in Nashville.
I know Nashville producers like to actually have the full piece orchestra and everybody in the room at the same time and do all the way through. Is that how you did your record, or did you do it section by section?
So on my album, we did the band together in unison all the way through. And then I jumped in and I did my vocals separately so that I could have the flexibility of, like, trying different ways of singing it and just doing as many takes as I want. Because I'm a pain in the butt when I'm in the studio. Like, I'm very picky. Like, if it's not perfect, we're deleting it. So I try not to be too difficult to work with, but I am really picky. So, yeah, but the music was recorded in that style. The Human Race, I wasn't there when the music was recorded, but there were so many artists involved, and there was so much going on, so I'm not even sure how that came together, but it was amazing.
Great. So have you had any kind of formal vocal training, or did you just pick it up on your own, or on the way to your success?
So I was always taking voice lessons as a kid, and I always hopped around with different teachers. I never stuck with the same one for like more than a couple years because I really wanted to learn as much as I could from different people and different experiences. But right now I'm with a very amazing vocal coach, Kim Sandusky, who is out of Nashville. And when I'm not in town, we work over the phone. And when I am in town, we'll work in person. But I was skeptical going into it. I was like, how is this going to work over the phone? But I've seen such a huge improvement in my vocals and even just in the confidence I have when I'm singing now, thanks to her. So I'm really enjoying working with her.
Fabulous. What advice do you have for younger kids to get in the music business?
My advice would be that if this is really what you want to do, then definitely give it everything. This is not the kind of thing that you can just 50% do. Like, you got to give it your all. And when you're young, it's really difficult because people are going to tell you this is what you need to dress like and this is what you need to sound like. But if you're not happy with that, you need to, from day one, put your foot down and say, no, I'm not recording that. I'm not dressing that way. And that's what I do. Like, I come off really, I guess, bubbly and happy from the outside. But if there's something I don't feel good about, I'm very stubborn. I'm very quick to say, nope, not happening. So that's how you got to be, because you want to be happy with the artist that you are. If you're singing music that you're not passionate about, then what's the point? So that would be my advice to young aspiring artists.
Is there anybody that you'd like to do a duet with, or anybody that you really like to follow in the footsteps of?
Yes! Oh my gosh, I would love to do a duet, I guess, with Rascal Flatts and Keith Urban. That would just, I don't even know if I could make it through the song without, like, falling over. Like, I would be so, like, fangirling because they're my favorites, and I grew up learning to sing and play to their music, so that would be really cool. Perfect.
And the last question for you, what are the top 5 songs on your phone, iPad, or iPod?
Oh my gosh, 5, that's so many. Okay, definitely Where the Streets Have No Name by U2, and sometimes I'll play that song in my shows for fun. My family loves U2. Also, Wasted Time by Keith Urban is a really cool song. That was like my song of the summer. I also really love Rascal Flatts. Wait, it's really hard to pick one Rascal Flatts song right now. My Wish by Rascal Flatts. And also, I'm going to do another Rascal Flatts. Bless the Broken Road. So what is that, 4 songs?
4. One more.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard to pick one more. There's another Keith Urban song I love, and it's called Without You.